Who Will Save the Day? A short story written by the word nerd, Amanda Zieba. Come on, over here. Gabe trudged in the direction of his brother's voice. His brother, the Eagle Scout. His brother, the honor student. His oh-so-much better brother. It wasn't that Gabe disliked his brother. It was that, just once, he wanted to be the hero. But it wasn't likely to happen this weekend on their camping trip. Gabe sighed. Coming. Look here. Luke pointed enthusiastically to a dark hole. I think it's a cave. Luke did exactly what Gabe didn't want him to do. He plunged inside that deep, dark hole. Gabe inspected the outer edge of the rocks for bats and then ducked in after his brother. Luke ran ahead, whooping and hollering in the dark, damp space. Echoes bounced off the rock walls and crashed against Gabe's ears. Gabe moved slowly, shuffling one foot in front of the other. As he walked, he let his fingers trail against the rock wall, ready to catch himself if his feet failed him, as they often did. Gabe would have rather spent their first weekend of summer at the amusement park, riding the go-karts, playing mini-golf, and taking swings in the batting cages. It wasn't that he was a total wuss. He just preferred the predictability of civilization. Being out here in the wilderness where anything could happen made him nervous. What if something went wrong? What if he didn't know what to do in a crisis? Luke seemed to thrive off those situations, but not Gabe. Hey, Luke, I think we should... Gabe's request was cut off by a sharp cry from Luke ahead. Immediately, Gabe took off running. He ran with his head low and his arms up. Luke! Luke! The cave was slanting downward and the air was getting colder with every step. Gabe wished he'd brought his flashlight, but it was back at the campsite in the tent. Suddenly, Gabe tripped and then skidded to a stop, gravel cutting into his palms and knees. He turned behind him to see what caused him to fall and saw Luke lying in the ground and clutching his ankle. What were they going to do now? This was exactly the kind of thing Gabe was trying to avoid. Gabe took a moment to let his eyes adjust to the dim light of the cavern, and then looked to his brother. Luke would likely know what to do. He was an Eagle Scout after all. But one look at Luke's face contorted with pain, and Gabe knew his brother was in no condition to continue leading this expedition. Gabe, Luke almost whispered, what are we going to do? Gabe scanned their surroundings, taking in as many details as possible, trying to ignore the panic creeping into his chest. He closed his eyes. If he looked at his brother, he wouldn't be able to hide his own fear. Behind his eyelids, Gabe was surprised to see a memory flashing. More like pieces of memories. Memories from Luke's Boy Scout troop meeting? Gabe had been forced to attend. He'd been doodling in his social studies notebook more than he was listening, but maybe a bigger part of him had been listening than he knew. Because right now, he knew what to do. Gabe opened his eyes. Don't worry, Luke. I've got this. An hour later, the brothers returned to the campsite, bruised and bloody. Luke's arm was draped over Gabe's shoulder as they hobbled to the picnic table. Together they sank onto a wooden plank bench, completely out of breath. What happened? Their mother cried. Gabe saved me, Luke explained. Gabe smiled. He's right. I did. Looks like Gabe finally got to be the hero of his own story. What about you? Is there a time when you stepped up to the plate to do the right thing or to help someone out, even when you think you couldn't? Turn and talk to a classmate about it. Then, continue learning with these extension activities that I have planned for you. You can find them via the link in the video description box, or teachers, you can email me at wordnerd@amandazieba.com to get your hands on them. Thanks so much for visiting me at Learning with the Word Nerd. Please like this video and subscribe, and remember to come back for more high-quality, ready-to-go resources to use in your middle school ELA classroom. Happy reading! I'll see you again.